Morning, Steve Free in Chicago with the morning grain comments. Well, happy Monday, and hope everybody had a safe and nice weekend. We're starting out the grains a little bit higher in the beans, higher in corn, higher in wheat, and also meal is gaining on oil. Outside market stocks are up, dollars lower, gold's higher, and crude is lower. As far as the grains are concerned, I think that the beans, we saw a little bit of a sell-off on Friday, some long liquidation into the long weekend, but the funds are back buying beans and meal in hopes that, number one, China will continue to buy U.S. beans in that January-February slot that, especially February, is normally Brazil. Brazil plantings are late. They are getting some light showers across parts of, let's call it central Brazil, and northern areas still dry. But we expect as we get closer to November 1st that they'll beginning to get into the rainy season. The problem is that their plantings are about 2 weeks late, so that could help our U.S. export demand for beans to China in February. Argentina's getting a good rain. They've got possibility of 2 more shower activities in the next 10 days, which will help conditions down there. But again, in the back of our minds, we have to be concerned that La Nina could actually give them a drier than normal summer. As far as wheat weather is concerned, Russia's getting a thin line of shower activity, but most of the country is dry and will turn drier over the next 2 weeks. As far as the U.S. Southern Plains is concerned, again, dry over the next 2 weeks with temperatures starting out above normal and then turning from normal to below down the road. Eastern U.S. Midwest was wet, and there'll probably be more shower activity, which could slow harvest there. We're looking at corn harvest at about 54% done. Central Illinois, one yield report's got yields above, let's say, 215, 220, and the USDA is using 200 for an Illinois corn yield. For soybeans, we're about 54% harvested nationwide, and in central Illinois, some soybean yields are being reported 50 to 55 that missed the August rains. USDA is using a 60 bushel per acre yield for Illinois. We also are getting closer to month end, and then we'll be looking at the November crop report. Normal USDA hours today, so we'll get inspections and crop progress numbers, and the trade will be watching to see if there's any new sales announcements for China. Outside markets have to deal with increased viruses cases in U.S. and Europe. Parts of Europe are going on a lockdown. Nothing like that here in U.S. But as the temperatures get colder, more and more people will be inside, maybe restaurants, and that could increase cases. November 3rd is the U.S. election, and that could be an important change of leadership in Washington, and how that impacts financial markets is a big unknown. So a little bit higher in the grains, trading global weather and wheat. There is some concern that Europe may not be able to source corn that they need for imported. That might help our demand for corn here, although there is a tariff that they have to pay for U.S. corn exports to Europe. And the soybeans are waiting to see if we get any more demand. The range of carryout numbers for U.S. is as low as 170 to as high as, let's say, 220 versus the USDA's 290. And the range of corn carryouts is anywhere from 1,800 to 2,250, and the USDA is 2,176. So again, the balance sheets are getting tighter, which is supportive to the marketplace. As always, these are my thoughts, not those of ADM or ADM Investor Services. Have a safe and profitable trading day, and please remember, always treat people like you yourself would like to be treated.